Hi guys, welcome back to another P3D version 5 video. We're continuing on our Boeing theme, flying the PMDG B747-400 freighter version, Queen of the Sky. We're this time not flying a real airline, but we're flying a virtual one, Air Vigo, and specifically its subdivision, Air V Cargo. And it's a pretty good virtual airline. You have some nice routes. I usually fly it with like wide bodies and freighters and quite short routes within Europe, usually from the UK. They have specific hubs you fly from. Nothing in North America though, so that's a bit unfortunate. but yeah, otherwise, or that's I guess truth with the modification in the sense that you have parts of America but not the US, right? Which is one I kind of like flying around, specifically Western US. But yeah, I would want to fly a bit more in the Eastern, but I need to get some photoreal for that to truly enjoy it. But I do have a bit of scenery in Eastern US. And what else? We're flying from Heathrow, as you can see. We have this JetBlue A321. I think they do fly this route to London from, and maybe to Amsterdam with this one from the US. So we're flying from London to the Brussels National Airport, I think, EBBR. And it's early morning here, as you can see. And now I'm thinking, what else that needs to be mentioned? Yeah, payware add-ons. So of course, PMDG 747. I have the immersion package from Parallel 42. We have the Aerosoft SimWings Heathrow, great looking airport. And then we have the Just Sim Brussels airport. There you can see the sun rising up. And in terms of other, we have True Earth South, or I have all of England True Earth. So we'll be using that, or you'll be seeing that once we're flying above England. Then we have photoreal for Brussels, Freeware 1 by Matthias, great photoreal. And yeah, and then the 747-400, great looking aircraft. I usually do the review on the outside, but I think this one speaks for itself, just beautiful. Not sure there's too much to say with the PMDG. I mean, let me see if I can find a good angle. I mean, you have the engine shots, you have the cargo doors working, the insides, and I mean, it's just a beautiful aircraft. Even have the pilots there, the pitot tubes. Yeah, I mean, speaks for itself, kind of. I'm just gonna put this back into my normal viewpoint. In terms of Air Vigo I'm flying, we have this nice compass tool, ACARS. I put in our details here. I edited, you can kind of make your flight plan and you put that in. And it works quite well. I think I should have now here on the OFP. You should see here. I have the nice flight plan and stuff, so you can use this for everything. It works quite well. Only had issues with it once. So I do fly a bit with Air Vigo. I'm part of some other virtual airlines as well, just because I like to, do different routes, fly different planes. But this is definitely one of my favorites, in the sense that I've kept on using it. This one together with I'm trying to think which other ones do I fly for. Well, Metro Air, for example, and Walker actually. So those I do like for the routes and the nice liveries they have. They have nice liveries for P3D, Microsoft Flight Sim, and X-Plane, and I of course use for P3D and X-Plane. As you can see, all the lights went out because I guess the sun is coming up, but yeah, it became a bit dark, so that was a bit a bit interesting. But okay, we can do that. We won't use packs because we're doing freighter, so hopefully Compass will give us a landing rate. Anything else? No, I don't think so. We can jump inside. As you can see, the insides are looking nice. I'll be able to use the cockpit simulations, my hardware FMC, so that's also nice. Let's then put on the battery. This aircraft I've never really looked at any tutorials. I just kind of figured out myself based on the 777 and the 737. So I guess you do batteries first. Standby power, I guess you want to do that auto. then the external powers, and I think you only want to do one, because otherwise you can't really open the front of the nose, so to speak. You can hear the nice sound effects. And let me see, I don't think I've ever flown this at night actually, so let's see if we get some. So there we got the panel lights here. They make great night night lighting, I think, PMDG. And here we can start the glare shield, so you can see we get some more lights here. Here I think we also have some panel lights. Let's get those on. Probably won't need them for the full flight, but at least to begin with. Then we can get these on as well, so we can see all the texts. Beautiful looking cockpit as well. Two-man crew, so we don't have the flight engineer deck. Let me see, then the overhead panel as well. There we go. And then we can, I think, start some of the lights as well, like that one. And we can do a beacon as well. So here you can see some of our lights. Not as colorful as the JetBlue ones. Those are a bit too colorful, I would say, but look pretty nice with the logo. Let's see if we can put on our logo light as well. I guess it's on. Maybe you don't see it. Oh well. Maybe it's a bit too bright outside. But okay, so in terms of our flight plan, let's do that first, set that up, and I want to see which runway we're taking off. This should be 27. I'm guessing they're giving us right, but I'm gonna do left one. I think, no, 27 left, so we're actually on the right, because that's the one we have down here. At least that's what I think. Yeah, 27 left, so that's perfect. Okay, so first we'll go FS actions, and what we want to do is payload. No, sorry, I think fuel will do enough. Yeah, so fuel, and then we'll load it up with fuel. The fuel for this one is quite high, 46,000. So you really see like these where we'll do 47 because you would never get it loaded up perfectly. 47, or almost 47. Then 0 fuel weight, we'll also put that in. And that's of course the weight of the aircraft without the fuel. So 5, 4, 9.7. You can see it has a really high maximum takeoff weight. I guess this is why it's quite popular as a... Let me see, can I... Why doesn't it work? Let me see. Maybe it's because I'm on the fuel page. Let me try the payload. There we go. Okay, now it works. In terms of other things, we can check our ground connections. We have ground power, all that. Wheel chocks connected. Doors. We can open the first entry door. We can open the front cargo. The other cargos are up. We can open the upper deck, or sorry, the side cargo as well. So it's that one, quite a big one. I think you have some upper, maybe on the right side as well. We can do GSX. I'm not sure it does fully work with this, at least not on the front, but oh well. It will work sufficiently well. I mean, you do have your own kind of payload manager for the PMDG. You can have it, which will load the cargo and stuff, but I'm not going to use that now, just to speed things up a bit. But as you can see, you're getting that nose up. Truly amazing. I hope you guys that play Microsoft Flight Sim get to enjoy this one soon. And then let's see, we should of course align our IRSs. So align, nav. And I think I have it on, I'm not sure if I have it on fast alignment or what I have, but let's see how fast they align. so we don't get the same issue that we had with the other, with the Captain's Team 737, where they didn't align. Usually I find the PMDG ones have quite few, like not that many bugs. They're really well done aircrafts, right? Let me just check if everything is, yes, we can see GSX kind of nicely aligning up with the boarding. We can do crew. Sun is rising quickly, so let's get a move on. Okay, so we have all our things loaded up. We don't need to put anything with pack. Let's see what we can do. I don't think the ACARS here works. So I'll just start with the TARA. I'm just gonna put this on. We would put this at a later stage, but I always do that just so I don't forget. Smoking. We can add seatbelt sign on auto. Let's see. I don't think we have, okay, good point, we don't have an EFB. The 747-800 version of theirs has an EFB, but they didn't put it on the 400 because they were usually not equipped with that. Maybe, oh, let's see, open left entry 5. Which one is that? Oh, it's the back one. There we go. I should open that as well. Perfect. And I mean, this looks quite neat. I haven't put the Cartagena files for this. I've started actually now putting the Cartagena, so I did like 6 airports yesterday. Need to try it out and see if they work. Some of the files are a bit older than the airport, so I just want to make sure that there's no bad errors or, you know, something mismatched because of the airport being updated since he did that, the GSX files. But let's see. But good to continue. Yeah, startup procedures. Fire and overhead test. There we go. Looking good, looking good. What else can we do? I think these can go on auto. So it's the hydraulics. I think you can put the pumps. I'm not sure you would put all of them already. You know, probably some of them for starting the APU and then do the rest for the engine start. The packs needs to be off to start the engines. The window heat, I think we can put it on. It's probably a bit colder. Early morning and all. What else? Inoperative. What's that? That's the jaw dampener. Probably because we haven't yet aligned. Anything else we already need to do? No, I think that's sufficient for now. And as you can see, we have the older versions. You can have like the newer panels, the non-CRT screens, but since it's the 400 model, I thought it's cool to, you know, do it a bit old school. So CRT screens, the older autopilot, the panel. Let's put on the flight directors, and then we can go to the FMC. I'm gonna put this though to the legs already, just so I don't have to do it later. Okay, flight data is old, but it's sufficient. Nav data out of date. Enter IRS position. Let's see if we can steal that one, the left. I usually do, then I put it in position. There we go. So we had it on quick alignment, that's nice. You can also do a lot of settings on this one. I think I've already set it up, but you can go like PMDG, set up aircraft, equipment, right? What do you want, what don't you want? It's quite nice. Quite nice actually how it works. But yeah, let's go back to making our flight plan so we can get away to Brussels. So we have put our position in it. We can then go to departure and oh no, sorry, we need to go in it. We need to go position route. That's the way. Then we go EGLL. Too many L's. There we go. EB. It's really doubling up. EBBR. Are we getting that R? R. Then runway 27 left. Our flight number is as much as 9. Or I guess we can put in the whole AVG 9479. There we go. Flight number. And that's perfect. And now we can do our departure. So 27 left. We are flying the SID that's called DAT2G. Perfect. Back to route. We are then doing the Q70 airway. That's a VIA. And we're flying to Kok. Yeah, that sounds fun. KOK. So not the other type. And then the star. That's also Kok 7. Hilarious. Hilarious star. That must be fun to hear on the ATC. So 25 left. Let's do the Y one. And then we have the Kok. Okay, this one is a different one. We should do 7A, but we have 8A. So we can, let's wait with the trans, so we set it up as well in our pilot to ATC, so we get the nice ATC working as well. So I'm importing the flight plan. This is looking good. SID. Let's get the DAT 2G. Star. I think we will also have 8 here. Kok 8. 25 left. No transition needed. But in terms of approach, if we're doing the Y, let's see, flow. Let's see how it looks. So basically we'll be doing a bit of a... But if we didn't do flow, how would it look then though? If we do vectors, it'll be a bit faster. Let's do vectors then. Just to speed things up, we'll connect to the sim with our heavy. There we go. And it's connected. No 8 is... Oh. Let me see, now it disappeared on me. I think the reason for that is... no, I'm not sure actually. 121, was it 67, right? And now it's working. Okay, I guess I just had to turn them on. So there we go. We can file our flight plan. And then here we can just go to route. Legs, making sure we have that discontinuity, which we do. Wonderful news, wonderful news. Init ref. And let's get this information as well, and we can do that by using compass. Quite low again. Oh, now I'm using the in-game. Let's use my nice hardware one. 23,000. 0 fuel weight was as much as 549.7. Our reserve fuel is 15.4. Cost index of 25. Now since we don't have the EFB, how do you do the performance calculations? Like with the thrust limiter, but let's do a bit of a derated one. That should be sufficient. I guess we won't be selecting any temp. I guess that's fine. Takeoff reference. I think we can use higher flaps than 5, so let's maybe use 10. In terms of CG, let me just open it on this other one, which I can't use with my hardware. So we get the CG here, 23.4. Oh, let me see, 23.4. Oh yeah, you need to just do it with full numbers, like 23. And wind and heading, let's get that information from our lovely ATC of Active Sky.
Echo Golf Lima Lima airport information Echo 1150 Zulu weather wind 249er at 11 visibility 10,000 sky clear temperature 18 dew.10 QNH 1027 advise on initial contact that you have information Echo
249er. Let's see, I missed the rest of the...
Echo Golf Lima Lima airport information Echo 1150 Zulu weather wind 249er at 11 visibility 10,000 sky clear temperature 18 dew.10 QNH 1027 advise on initial contact that you have information Echo
1027. Okay, so quite a high barometric pressure. And let me see here, so he said 249, right? Would that then be 25 maybe instead? Like that? Then we don't need to do anything else, I think. We can do the reference V speeds like that. We have a trim. We can activate our route. And let me see if we need to separately activate this for late performance thing. It doesn't look like it. So this is this is looking good. We are basically ready. Let's see how it's going on the outside. Looks like GSX was very quick today, which is always nice to see. In terms of actually the inside area, because I forgot that I never talked about it too much, but it looks really nice, right? And it definitely fulfills my requirement of having some of the external model visualized from the internal one with the nose, so that's nice. Anything else that's good to be aware of? No, I don't think so, or that I would want to point out. No, it works well, and that's all that matters. Let me see here, so we can get that one working. Stat. You don't have the checklist here, which is of course a bit unfortunate. It's a good tool, but I think the newer version has that. So we can start the APU then, and we should be able to see it here once the EGT starts rising. While we wait, we can go on FS actions, the doors. We can go on close all doors. And now you'll see basically all the doors are closing. Even this, even the nose door is coming down. Let's also put this, oh, they are all synced. I think I put them on to be synchronized, so I don't have to tweak that. Let's do this 220 so I don't forget. And let's do a call to the ATC. God, now I forgot. There we go, right? Here we go 4003, ready to copy IFR clearance. Now we're getting the IFR. Oh, they didn't understand my request. Here we go 4003 heavy, ready to copy IFR clearance.
Contact ground on 121.907 Air we go
121.907. Okay, so I had the wrong probably. Yeah, I need the clearance, right, not the ground. That's why I put the wrong radio. Here we go 4003 heavy, ready to copy IFR clearance. Now we're getting it. Now we got the APU available. 060. Can't use my Logitech panel for this. And what's the squawk? 3003.
Heavy is cleared to Echo Bravo Bravo Romeo. Climb via the Dead 2 Golf departure. with the
There
jet
we go.
transition,
So we have that.
then is filed. Climb to flight level
We have that set up
060
properly.
the departure. Expect higher clearances 3 minutes
Now we have the
after
APU,
departure.
so what we can do is go
Radar
FS
director on
sections, and we can do
134.907.
ground connections, and we
Squawk
can release
3003.
ground power. What we should put on, I think we have the APU one, and that's on, so that's nice to see. Let me just check if
Altimeter
I'm
is
missing
3032 Air Wego 4003 heavy.
anything here. No, 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 it looks good. It looks set up nicely. We can have the interphones on, right? TFC here, we put on the weather radars here. Then we can prepare for pushback and departure. And let me just quickly check. Now we don't have that. We can remove the wheel chocks. Set parking brake. These should all be disappearing. Oh, let me see if I... Is it being disconnected, the air conditioning unit? Yeah, it seems like it is, okay.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Okay, that's good already. Let's ask for pushback clearance as well. Air Wego 4003 heavy, ready for pushback.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin
And there we
inserted.
lost the air conditioning.
Pushback approved Air
It
Wego
disappeared.
4003 heavy.
Okay, and pushback is approved, so that's great. And I think, considering that, I think we are ready. Now the key will be for me to make sure that Compass actually registers my taxiing. So the ACAR system I have, and the way I do that is I go to let me see, PyRep, and here it basically say waiting for taxi, and then I just make sure it registers that, and it will work. Okay, locking gear. Can't really see it from this high, but it's down there. Locking our gear. You can see it from the outside here. This little thing will move this heavy aircraft. Look at these beautiful engines. They look tiny though if you think about the 777. Well, we have 4 of them at least. Okay, nose left, tail right.
Release parking brakes.
And we'll release
Commencing
parking
push.
brakes.
All engines clear. Start at will.
We can have that on leg page, I think is good. We can start our engines. We'll start with the 4th. Oh, with the 3rd one I guess we'll do this time. Close enough. Starting engine 3. Maybe it's the 3, 4, 2, 1. That's maybe how you start this. Can't say I remember on the top of my head, but should be something along those lines. Okay, let's keep an eye a bit on our engine, make sure it's starting nicely. Have a look around maybe, look at this nice UK scenery we have, sun rising, good times. Flying a short cargo haul, short cargo, oops. That's looking good, the values are coming up. There we go. I'll do engine number 4. Let's see. It's rising. Starting engine number 4 and then the fuel lever. We can also have a look quickly. We should also you should always double check your flight plan, but I'm just quickly having a look. It's not a long flight, this one. Luckily. Okay, everything seems to be starting quite nicely.
Set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
We'll just give them the confirmation for good engine start.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
And let's wait, that one should go down like that, and then we can start engine number 2. Temps are rising. Let's have a look from the outside. You can see quite nicely modeled. This is the only engine we haven't started, engine number 1. Quite nicely proportioned aircraft as well, the 747-400. The 800 is a bit longer, I think. So it looks a bit different. It's a bit sad to see all these 4-engine aircrafts being decommissioned. But oh well,
Left is clear. Right is clear.
that's part of life. Let's see, engine number 2 should also soon be done. They're disconnecting now. Let's ask for taxi clearance. Air we go 4003 heavy, ready to taxi. Starting engine number 1. Yeah, going up.
Taxi to runway 27 left, Air we go 4003 heavy tower on 124.
Let me have a quick look here on the takeoff. 48 the trim should be. So that's around 48. We can set the flaps as well. 10. We can put this to reject the takeoff. Let's put on the clock already. LNAV makes sense. Anything else here? I do wonder where the where the toga button is, but we'll find that out. Okay, looking good soon. That's stabilized. Let's do the runway lights, taxi lights. There we go. We have those coming online. That's nice. And then anything else we don't need the logo lights. The landing lights we'll do later. Now we have all engines stabilized. We can put on the packs. Shut the APU. Put that to off. And then we can start our taxi. Let's do a clearance. Cancel, yeah. Now let's start taxiing. Putting forth our grade 4 engines. Weather radar we can put on. Okay, maybe gave it a bit too much. We're quite light considering our maximum takeoff. Almost at 20 ground speed already. Let's see, there are... Yeah, it seems to be working our tiller. That's nice. And now we're just taxi down to 27 left. Anyone else that's going somewhere? Doesn't look like it. Okay. So yeah, looking good this far. Here you can see we have the toga, green switches, LNAV, so we are, it's all looking good. The clock is on, lights are on, the buttons are correct. Or at the correct position. Let's brake a bit. Just quickly checking if there's anything I'm forgetting, but I don't think so. And now we need to turn here. Ooh, almost going a bit too far. Should have braked a bit earlier, I think. I think we just managed to avoid going into the grass. You can see the clouds, there's some cumulus, maybe some overcast here and there, but nothing too crazy. Hopefully no storms at least. And let's see, Compass has registered our flight, so you can see it here. Departure and all of that. So that's good to see. Let's see, we're going a bit to the left. Almost in the grass. You need to be careful when taxiing this. Don't look at me for for the proper way of doing it. Let's see, and there's I think where we can turn. So that's perfect. And then here we can stop. And I'm gonna check if we can get the takeoff clearance. Air Vigo 4003 Heavy, ready for takeoff. Why did... God, it's so...
Engine start approved.
No engine start.
003 heavy.
Air Vigo 4003 Heavy, ready for takeoff. Yeah, now it worked. I've had some issues at this airport with me not getting that takeoff clearance. So let's put on the landing lights,
27 left squawking
strobe lights, so you can see the really strong lights. Let's make sure we are on the yellow line following that, being in compliance.
Approaching 27 left.
Okay, looking good.
On runway.
Can be a
2,
quite quick
7
turn to the left. Okay, let's stop here. Let's just think about this for a minute. Do we have everything set up to fly this nice Airwee cargo flight? I think so. Nothing that we are missing. Nope. We don't need the taxi lights. I think everything is looking fine and dandy. So, let's get going. Let's see if I can find the right place to press toga. There we go. Toga.
Airspeed alive.
Airspeed alive. I think that should be a good
80 knots.
good view. 80 knots, check. 100 knots. 120. V1.
Rotate.
Rotate.
V2.
Oh, we are
Positive rate of climb.
positive rate of climb. Gear coming up. Okay, we are picking up speed quickly. I'm gonna try to avoid a flap overspeed, and then I'm gonna quickly go on VNAV. I think should be good. So let's turn a bit to the left here. Let's do this manually. I'm gonna shut the runway turn off light as well. Let's follow the flight directors. Oh, we're a bit behind now. The problem is that they're gonna wanna keep us at flight level 060 for a long time. So yeah, this now it looks really good. This is what I like about Skyforce. It just makes the 2D clouds actually look nice. Going a bit too quick now. Should be below 250 knots. But yeah, the Skyforce clouds looks great. I think the terrain and everything looks great. I like the morning flights with P3D. And now I'm gonna put on the autopilot actually, just so to let it stabilize the airplane. And here you can see the beautiful 747 by PMDG. Look at that beauty. Just a great looking plane. Flying in nice weather with nice scenery. Yeah, that's just awesome. Okay, so climb to flight level 060. And we are, and we'll be there in a jiffy, which means we still have a lot of nautical miles before we get to start climbing. What we can do is request a higher climb already. That's not wrong. Let me see. I haven't done that request in a while. I think our or maybe we can keep it actually flying this low. It's quite nice. Quite nice to fly the UK with the true Earth scenery. I mean, it looks really nice. Not sure if it's. I mean, I've flown to Gatwick once, to Cardiff another time. But I guess it's quite a nice depiction, generally. Let's move a bit the camera. And now with the sun at this low point, you really like kind of see the kind of early morning effects. With a bit of mist or fog or whatever you call it. What's going on? We got a warning. Altitude alert. Is it because it thinks we want to be above 5,000 feet and then 6? Oh god, okay, I'm not gonna bother with that. I'm not sure why it would want us to descend to 5,000 if it's an above criteria, but okay. And here you can see, there you have London, the Shard, all of those buildings. Let me zoom in a bit. So you get a bit of better view. Yeah. The nice downtown area. Look better from afar with a bit of shadow effects. And yeah, here we can just see like huge city. Enormous. Nothing like what we have up here in the north. I guess this is the size of our countries, and at least Finland. So yeah, in normal cases I think ATC would usually give you a higher clearance quite quickly if I'm not mistaken, but Pilot to ATC doesn't do that. You can request it, but I thought it would be nice to watch the scenery for a bit. And we do have the fuel for that. Let's see, unable to next altitude. Why would it be unable to do next altitude? I'm gonna disengage that one quickly. I'm gonna put on the vertical speed. And then I'm gonna put on VNAV. So let me see if the VNAV catches on now. I think something was messed up with the different flight levels being a bit different. So now we have on VNAV. And let's see. We're going a bit crazy with the engines, but it's gonna pull them down. Crazy system, you know, going super hard and throttling down. I see the point, but it's better to be safe than sorry, but oh well. Okay, so after DET we should be getting higher clearances, let's see. Yeah, let's have a look. What can we see here? We have more of London. I think London City Airport is somewhere around here. You can see one of this. I think that's the stadium, right? So quite good scenery, the True Earth one. It just looks really crisp. I think it's available for, yeah, it's available for Explain 12 as well, right? And it's looking really well there as well. But it's just too much gigabytes for me to get it. Like the P3D version are like 1/4 of the Explain versions. And I'm not sure the looks are that much better in the Explain one. But yeah. And here you can see we're starting to get back to the English Channel. Or to the Atlantic, I guess. It's part of. Yeah, let's see, 15 nautical miles before we can start climbing again. Such a slow move, or slow moving aircraft when you're at this low speeds. Slow speeds and quite low. Well, it must be nice for the people at the ground. You know, they'll be able to see the 777 from below. And there we can see. I think also Skyport does really well, like the Cirrus and Stratus clouds. They just look really nice. I mean, like, look at this. It's just nice. I mean, here these look a bit blobby, but sometimes I guess the sky looks like that. So it's not wrong per se. Okay, let's see. Soon we'll be able to climb again, so that's gonna be nice. I'm just gonna wait for that climbing approval from ATC, or climb approval. Getting there slowly and steadily. Checking some sim market, what's available, with no nice products to get as of now. There's not that much being developed anymore for P3D, so that's a bit sad. But there is going to be a new Ford tri-motor, that's cool, by CR1. They made an old one for FSX like 10 years ago, but they're supposed to release a new one. So I'm hoping we get to see that sooner rather than later. And let's see, what do we have left on our PMDG series? We still have the 747-800. I'm gonna do one with that. Maybe to do one with the Milovic 737, a full flight that actually we get to see landing. Captain Sim 737-200 as well. Maybe one of the subgroups, or like the advanced one. Because I have the total overhaul mod for that. So you get like a bit of an, let's say, modern outlook with the EIS screens and stuff. The iFly 77 Max 8, Captain Sim 757, that's a nice one as well. And then let me see which one else. Felix 747, maybe the CLS 747 just to show it in P3D version 5. And then the freeware 727. I've been waiting for 5J's to introduce his 727 for X-Plane, and I'm gonna get that then. I'm gonna be playing a lot of X-Plane once that's released. But there's a pretty good one for P3D, a 727 freeware. A bit of like 2D panels though, because some of the 3D ones don't work, but it does seem to handle quite nicely. So I've been thinking about doing a flight with that one. Just haven't gotten to it as of yet. And the freeware, it's always a bit, you know, sometimes the cockpits aren't that nice. I then like more the 2D cockpits, like the David Maltby ones that are very functional, but they look like a real cockpit even if they are 2D. Not panel 2D, but virtual cockpit 2D. Let's see, are we getting any? One, 3, 0. Finally we are getting higher. So we are going to do it like that, just to kick off that VNAV. And now finally we get to climb. Finally we get some action. But yeah, look at the outside, it's just beautiful. UK is it's a pretty country. Maybe a bit flat here in the south, but hey. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I guess if you always see hills and stuff, you get tired of that as well. So yeah, climbing. Let's see if we have some nice view like this. Yeah, it just looks amazing. Or like this with the engines. It's beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna jump back into the cockpit. Better way to make sure everything is going as planned. Okay, we're gonna be above 10,000 feet, so I can do the landing lights. I'm also gonna go to standard on the BRF now, because we're getting a bit higher. I guess in the Europe you follow the transition altitude, I presume, for that. I'm not sure. I know that's for landings, but departures? Not 100% sure. Okay, so at ITVIP we should be at 130. And then let's see if we get our climb clearance to our cruise level after that. Trying to figure out if I forgot anything, but I think everything is set up quite nicely. Is there anything with like landing that you need to set on this one? What do you have up? Sorry guys, yawning, but I'm not tired. I'm not tired. I'm basically just trying to find the altitude, landing altitude. Like, do you have those? 190. Okay, so now it's getting us some quite higher clearances. Because I know the Boeings usually have like a landing, or maybe that's for the older models, right? And then they just kept those things to keep the same type rating or something. Something to that regard. 200, 30,300. Yeah, slowly we're getting there. It's about destination ETA, it's about 23 minutes according to Prepar3d. So we should soon, as you can see, we're basically leaving land, getting out to sea. Is there any aircrafts around us? Can't see any as of now. Oh, there you can see the beautiful, I guess that's quite individual, but the wind, what are they called? The wind farm. The wind farm, I guess that's the name of the collective, right? But a wind power plant, wind turbines, right? That's the name. But yeah, it is a wind farm, the collective. Okay, let's see, we're soon up at 19,000 feet. Let's see if we get our clearance up to 23. Two, 3, 0. So that's perfect. We're getting those. So that's good. As you can see, things are looking quite, you can see Europe there, I guess that's Calais. And I think the Nazis were expecting the Allies to land here, right, because of the short distance between Dover and Calais. Since we're just gonna be climbing now for for a short while, and then we're just gonna be in cruise. I'm actually gonna change a bit and let you maybe see. Maybe not from the inside. Sorry about that, but I'm gonna do the engine view. I think I like that one. Let me find a good engine view. Like this maybe. Just gonna leave it at that, and then I'm gonna go and take a quick break, get something to drink. So enjoy the view. Okay, I'm back. And basically kind of at the last moment we're already reaching up at our descent point. And as you can see we're flying now, I think this is Belgium, like right at the border between Belgium and France. Or maybe it is, no, it should be between Belgium and France. And I'm gonna just put this back so we can get some nice views from the outside as well. With the plane, see all these fields. Let's go inside and check top of descent. It's quite aligned actually, funnily or interesting enough, with top of descent from Prepar3d. It's not often I see that. Usually the Prepar3d one is a bit earlier. And sometimes I think it calculates it better. This one I've done some comparisons.
Contact center on 125.0 Air Eagle 4003 heavy.
In terms of breath, quite a high speed. 147 knots, 30 degrees flaps. I think that's our maximum. That sounds good. We can put this to. I'm trying to think. Just the way we'll be landing. Basically, we don't want to brake too much. We barely want to brake. We want to basically roll all the way to the end of the runway. So that's kind of where the cargo is, ish. Might be some cargo also on the other side, but I'm not gonna. So let's do one. We can reset our altitude. And let me see if we do have any. Flight level 205. 205. Flight level 060. Okay, 76,000. That's the altitude we've been given to be able to descend to. So let's put that in the MCP. Let me just check the sounds. Everything good. Or sorry, not looking good. The sounds can't look good. They sound good. Let's see here. We have the nice beaches here. This must be quite close to Dunkirk, right? Maybe that's not, maybe not Dunkirk specifically, but one of these beaches here, close to Calais. Dieppe, I think, is also quite close here. Such a lot of history in these areas. Quite remarkable. Okay, let's see here. So after Turkey, we should basically be getting some sort of, some sort of vectoring. But I'm gonna put the heading mode so we can continue that. Sorry. I took a bit of a small chips. And it's just stuck in my throat.
Contact center on 125.0 Air Eagle 4003 heavy.
Okay, so we'll be coming up to Turkey, then we'll continue on heading. Hopefully we get vector in and we'll be turning left. I think that sounds marvelous. We have not started descending yet. Why haven't we started descending? Oh, because it's trying to break to put down our speed. So the way we'll do this, I'll go to flight D10, because that's how the VNav works, right? It'll put in the speed and then it will start the descent with that speed. So I'm gonna put in the speed brake just so we can hopefully get down quick enough. Should be fine, but can't be too safe. I can never be too safe. I was thinking about flying to Amsterdam instead, because I have the through Earth there for Netherlands, but I thought I could do that flight another time and do Belgium. It's pretty good, the Belgium one by Matthias. It's actually really nice. Of course, there's some like flickering and stuff. You even find this in the true Earth ones in certain places. It's just hard to get it right. And we've been up in the air 32 minutes now, so quite a bit.
Contact center on 125.0 Air Eagle 4003
And we're being handed off to all these different controllers. speed brakes extended. That's the problem with. Oh, it's because we were throttling up. Interestingly enough. Okay, let's see. Starting getting some work messages. Some people don't relax on Sundays.
Contact center on 125.0 Air Wigo 4003 heavy.
So still being just handed off. We're still descending quite nice, around 250 knots. And then what else? What else? We need to actually do our. My God, I have really been slacking now. We had a lot of time to do this. We need to go on chart flocks, and we need to have a look at our arrival. So we are doing 25 left. The Y. Well, doesn't mean that that's not available, so we'll do this one. What do we need to check? I'm gonna move this to another screen.
Contact center on 125.0 Air Wigo
The ILS is
4003
110.35, so let's have a quick look. See if we have the 110.249, that is
Approach on 118.25
correct.
Air Wigo 4003
Wonderful.
heavy.
Then we need to do a check on the minimums, and the minimums are 350. Okay, 350 minimum barrow. Oh wait, let me see if I can. And now it's still speeding up. I don't really know what it's trying to accomplish, this VMAX. Let me see if we can get this to go up to 350, right? So slow. I like the Boeing 737 version. It has a really nice way of doing this, but I can't just get this to quickly go up the barrel. 350. Perfect. What's the altitude? Elevation 150 feet. Missed approach is a left turn. Okay, quite slow. Oh, and we got the. Did we get the heading? No, we. Because we got like a vectoring here.
Contact approach on 118.25 Air Wigo 4003 heavy.
Then listen via the cook. God, this name, cook alpha. It's weird because our flight plan is showing that we have. That we do already should have gotten like a heading to turn to. I'll show you, but I don't think when I'm checking out the information we have been given, we have not been given any sort of clearance to go a specific heading.
Contact approach on 118.25 Air Wigo 4003 heavy.
Let me see. Why isn't we following our? I'm gonna. Okay, so we'll be following our heading. I think it was some heading already. Since this one doesn't seem to wanna help, we're not getting any vectors.
Contact approach on 118.25 Air Vigo 4003 Heavy.
Are we getting the wrong 118.25? What's going on here? 118.
Approach Air Vigo 400.
Oh, that's the problem. It's
Flight level 070.
for some reason we haven't been getting this automatically. So that's yeah, that's not good. Let's do vertical speed. We need to manage this ourselves now. That kind of explains why we haven't really been following our flight plan, or why we haven't been vectored. We have gotten like the vectoring, but basically we haven't been able to follow it because for some reason hasn't connected automatically with Prepar3d. I'm not sure about why. Maybe that's why I should get the new Prepar3d. They're releasing a new version of Prepar3d 3, which should be a better one. So let's see. I'm gonna check quickly what the weather is at Brussels. No dew points, that's not a good sign. We can check it here, I think. 1027. And let's check what the transition altitude was at the airport. Sorry, 1027, that was there. And then the transition altitude is 4,500. Okay, quite low. Okay, back on with the landing lights. Since we do not have a flight plan to follow, since we're not getting vectored in as we should be, let's see if we can fly this somewhat reasonably. The way we can do this is by putting that into there and execute. We want to do a quick a bit of a turn. Sorry, coughing like crazy now. Okay, let's see, we can probably arrest our descent a bit. And we're seeing here beautiful Belgium, just lost it in the cloud layer. But let's have a look actually at what we are talking about here. Establish this variable. Should be good visibility though. The cloud layers are broken. Oh, let's see. Scattered at 4,000 feet. Okay. Speed brakes are still extended. I guess we can unextend them. Now we should be on the right. Why are we not getting any... We're not being vectored in at all. This is so...
Air Vigo 4003 Heavy inbound, flight level 070, request radar vectors for ILS runway 01.
I think it's just totally messed it up, this Prepar3d. So the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna close Prepar3d. Then I'm gonna check if we can see a waypoint here. We are gonna do it. We have AirPud, and I'm gonna put AirPud in here. Then I'm gonna put that one there, and then I'm gonna execute. Now we should have a good one. We can continue our descent down to 3,000 feet. We can go with LNAV on. We can decrease our speed to 210. We can remove the waypoints. We're gonna have to be a bit creative here. We can go to flaps 1, flaps 5, increase a bit our descent rate. Put on the runway turn of lights. And here we can see beautiful Belgium. Really nice, nice photoreal scenery. Of course not as good as True Earth, but let's say if True Earth is 10 out of 10, this is like 8 out of 10. We are still descending quite nicely. We should be getting to where we want to be at the right time. We can then put on approach mode as well. We arm that. These speed brakes are correctly set up. Anything else? I don't think so. Haven't seen anything on weather radars, that's good news. Anything on our FMC? Nothing that I can see. So, now we wait. Let's go to the lowest. And let's see, are we gonna start turning to our right? Maybe we can force it like that. Because we don't need to go all the way to Airport. So here we go. And I think we can already go to flaps 10. So now we're turning inbound towards the approach, the final approach. We're reaching the right altitude. No ATC though, so that's a bit sad, a bit quiet. But for some reason it bugs out sometimes. I'm not really sure why. My guess is it's you know, just sometimes become too much for the autopilot to, or the co-pilot to handle. The autopilot. Yeah, that would be the future, autopilot for ATC. And I must say, the best thing about the PMDG B747 is that it just works really well. Like, no FPS problems, nothing like that. It's just nice. It's just working, I guess, to summarize. Okay, we are at 3,000 feet. Let's see, we should soon have the airport in sight. Hopefully it's set up correctly. I've had some issue with scenery layers, so I have to redo that, and hopefully nothing has gone wrong since I started doing that. We should be at 170 in terms of approach speed, which means we can drop to 20. And that we should be dropping our landing gear as well. And we would call here that we're established on final once we have both the localizer and the glide slope aligned. I am gonna drop our landing gear as soon as we are. I think this will be good. So now we're dropping our landing gear. You can see these coming down. These huge gears. That must be stressful, you know, to think like what happens if like some of these gears don't come down. You're gonna have a really hard landing. Okay. So the gears are down. We can go to flaps 25. And basically the flaps full. I'm gonna remove the auto throttle as well as a bit of thrust. You can see the airport there now. As you can see, we have the puppies are looking good. I'm gonna continue to increase the thrust a bit so we get down, but not too much. Some stuttering or loading times for the airport. We can then remove the autopilot. And I guess the way you do it is like that, and now it's been disengaged.
2500.
We can add a bit of thrust. It's gonna be around 147. Lights were set. Spoilers were not armed, but they're now. We'll increase the thrust a bit. Since we wanna arrest the descent a bit. Go a bit to the left. Looking good. Quite stable on our approach. Maybe a bit to the right, not the localizer. Let's have it descend a bit more. I think the trim is just right. Maybe we can trim it a bit up, so we don't really have to pull it back that much to arrest the descent. Okay. Now we're a bit to the left of the localizer, but not by much. Small amount. As you can see, we have someone else landing, but we are just going to ignore that. And hope for the love of God that they are landing quick. And we don't crash into each other. Okay, we can pull the throttles back a bit. Nothing crazy. But enough to not overspeed too much. We're at 800 knots now. Sorry, 800 feet knots. That would be a bit fast.
1000.
1000, still looking good. Still looking good.
Approaching.
Bit fast,
2,
maybe.
5, left.
Approaching minimums.
Approaching minimums. Still looking good.
Minimums.
Continue. We can pull back a bit on the throttles again. Nothing crazy, but just enough. Just enough. Let's keep watching our speed now. Should be good. Oh, we still have it on standard, that's why we had some. There we go, now it should be the same. Altimeter.
50. 30. 20. 10.
Oh, that was a bit of a hard landing. Luckily, I don't think here we go looks at the landing rate, so that's always a good sign. It didn't feel though that hard in game, so I'm not sure. You know, sometimes this tool gives you much higher and then much lower than you should get. But I had like 600 now. That's pretty harsh. Okay, let's see. Let's see here. We can. I think the landing went quite well.
1,900 meters.
So let's just turn off here. It'll be interesting to see the landing though, see how hard it actually was. Oh, 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 turning a bit. What we can do is we can start the APU. Okay, so APU starting, we can disengage the auto throttle, no sorry, not the auto throttle, not the trying to get away this outro disconnect. I think we do it by pressing somewhere, but I'm not sure where now. So oh yeah, here, sorry. Cancel and recall, that's one. Okay, so we are now starting our APU. And the way we see that is by going here on stat, and we'll see that going up, and now it's available. I think the way we can do this is basically put on the APU and we can shut the packs. Then we can start taxing again. We have no one to call out to at ATC, unfortunately. And we'll just taxi here to the end. Oh, we're maybe going a bit fast. It's because we're so low on the weight, I would say. So we taxi incredibly fast. Okay, let's see. The APU is on. Everything is stowed. We can turn the TCAS off. Don't need the flight directors anymore. We don't need the weather radar nor the traffic. And let's just check if we have a good parking position here. Here TUI seems to have some of their maintenance and Brussels Airlines. So maybe there's no official parking here, but let's just use this one then. We'll borrow TUI's parking for maintenance purposes. Just because we are a huge plane. My guess is that it's on the opposite side. That's where we would park this one. If we want it to be correct. Obviously not recall, cancel. That should be enough. Recall is calling back the messages. Okay, and now we're slowly taxiing to this non-gate, non-parking space. But that will do the trick for us, at least for this round. Something like that should be sufficient. We'll stop with the parking brakes and then we will shut our engines. So yeah, a bit of a hard landing, but nothing crazy. Let me see, I think I can submit PyRep, but I don't want to say, since if you want to start this, I know some people do like the landing rate requirements, some people do not. So I'm wondering if there is a flight deck manual. I don't think so. I really don't think they measure the landing rates at all. I'm gonna have a quick look at my. I mean, they measure them, but they don't decline or accept a PyRep on that basis. So that's actually good news. Considering this was a bit of a hard landing. So if we go to main dashboard, the way you'll see it's like this. So you basically go to your PyReps, and then here you can kind of see how they went, if they're accepted. You press on them, you see a bit of information, and then if they're accepted or not. But nothing about the landing rate, so that's good to be aware of. But okay, we have shut all engines. I'm gonna submit the PyRep. Thank you for flying with AirV Cargo. And we are gonna have a look at the landing, see how that went. So 450 should be enough, I think. So here you can see us coming in. Could have probably done a bit less. You can see our surrounding areas. Beautiful, a lot of green. I think it's kicking in the autumn season, so you have the trees. I'm thinking of posting that since I use photoreal. I don't have a lot of photoreal that's also winter. I have some like Netherlands and Switzerland, but a lot that are just, yeah, summertime photoreal. That's the only reason why I've been thinking of like, do I even want photo real in some of these northern places, like northern Finland, northern Sweden, because you want that winter feeling. But let's see. You can also, of course, tweak your photo reel. You know, some areas you don't want that photo reel, you don't have to use it, right? So that's quite nice. Some benefits in that regard. Okay, but let's see here now. So we're coming quite nicely, I would say, quite stabilized. The approach is pretty good. And then the question is the landing rate. So let's see. We're coming down. Maybe a bit fast. But nah. I don't think that was 600 though. I think that was much less. It was probably just not registering that the last final flare. That was actually a pretty good landing, I would say. Actually pretty happy. So yeah, that's nice. Hopefully you enjoyed this video with the PMDG B747. If you have any questions or other comments, please feel free to put it down below or to message me privately. I wish you all a great continuation of the day, and yeah, have a good rest of the weekend. Bye bye.